Happy Valentine's Day, and welcome to McMuscles Midnight Massacre. We have a spectacular early aughts.
This is what you wanted.
We
need an early aughts slasher, and we went,
either late 90s, early aughts.
We went through the franchises. Well, there's the classic Screams. There's the I Know What You Did Last Summer. There's
Urban Legend.
I can say Urban Behavior. Urban Legend. There's probably some that I'm missing. But what did we settle on?
Valentine. I remember seeing ads for this movie, and I was like, well, yeah, it's another Scream-like.
Yeah.
But it stars such luminaries as David Boreanaz.
That's why I saw it.
And that's it.
Yeah. No, Denise Richards. Katherine Heigl before she was Katherine Heigl.
It's true. She was the Drew Barrymore of this
She was
movie.
the Drew Barrymore of this. But and one of the other ones was Dorothy also went to be in Grey's Anatomy, as they were both doctor ladies.
Why is horror and Grey's Anatomy so linked?
I don't know.
It's
just how it is. But because I was looking at her face, I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? I'm like, oh, it's Arizona. It's Dr. Arizona. Anyways, I looked it up.
I tested a Grey's Anatomy game. So anyway, Valentine.
So we chose Valentine because you had never seen it.
Yeah, I'd always kind of wanted to. There's something about it. Because I think a cherub, a Valentine Day cherub, looks creepy. Mask.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a fairly good gimmick. I don't mind that. And of course, I told you about his weird brain spaghetti, as you like to call it.
As his hair was like a weird brain spaghetti. Anyways, whatever, go on.
That I remember a really funny SNL sketch where it was like music from the motion picture soundtrack, Valentine, featuring such artists as Rabbit Punch, and just made up a bunch of more ridiculous emo and alternative bands, and I always thought that was hilarious.
Not like the bands at the time, though.
No, not at all. So, guess what? Yeah. Valentine features a lot of music from the likes of Disturbed, Linkin Park. I think there's some
having a great
Papa
time.
Roach in there.
You were just like, woo!
What a soundscape.
You were like, this is amazing.
Oh, it was great.
You're like, this is my new favorite movie.
That's not my new favorite movie, but I certainly had a
great
laugh.
time.
Watching this, Valentine tells us. Well, why don't you take us through the basic premise?
Oh, okay. Like I actually didn't want to because it's so cringy on so many different
I'll
levels.
do it if you want.
You go right ahead. You take us in the past of these people's lives. It's like 5 girls that are friends, right? And they went to elementary school together.
And of course, in a very early 90s, almost 80s way, there's a big Poindexter that's trying to romance all the girls to no avail. And they all have various responses, which include...
At a Valentine's Day dance, what you have to say.
Get away, nerd.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Loser.
No way. Yeah, maybe later. And he's like, hey. And then, yeah, sure, let's make out behind the bleachers. To which, when a bunch of bullies find this nerd and this unpopular girl kissing under the bleachers, they're like, ew, gross.
And then she's like, he attacked me.
Yeah, he's totally...
Not great.
Not amazing.
And also not great why she was unpopular, because she was like the fat girl, and back in the day, you might as well just die. Doesn't matter that she's a billionaire, right? But okay.
This movie is so dated, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's 2001. Like, you gotta be like, oh, okay.
Sure.
So this obviously scars the kid. Because then he gets a shit beat out of him by the bullies. Because we're like, oh, he's attacking this girl.
He gets humiliated in front of the dance, a la Carrie.
Gets rejected, he gets beat up.
He goes into juvie after that.
Well, we find out later he has like a hard life because of this one thing this fucking bitch of a girl did to him.
Yeah.
And on many levels, whatever. So it flashes forward to where they're all like kind of college age.
It flashes forward to Clueless, where all the girls are just these stuck-up sort of bimbos that are either rich or kind of bitchy.
Let's leave Clueless out of this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I mean, blasphemy. But
Denise Richards most of all.
It was the time of Denise Richards. Like, she had the brows, she had the lips, she had the tits. Like, she was just the thing.
She had a good year and a half.
Yeah. Poor Denise Richards.
No.
Anyways. She had the brows. I remember in old, like, 17 magazines or, like, whatever, old, like, teeny bopper magazines, when she first started modeling, she was super young, and she always had these, like, big brows, and it was, like, her standout thing. Like, obviously she started as a model. Is it shocking with her acting caliber?
Really. No.
But whatever. She was
one of the worst Bond girls I've ever seen.
There you go. Not like
which is not
the best acting.
Well, I mean...
Just you have to have some assets. Anyways.
This is terrible.
She's bad. She grows up to be the really hot bitchy one, and they're always like trying to go out and like find guys, go to turbo dating.
Turbo dating.
Neither here nor there. The opening scene with Katherine Heigl is that she goes on a date with a horrible guy who's rehearsed himself in the third person. Jason. And it just...
Jason doesn't like that.
Yeah, it goes badly. I think she was one of those ahead of her time Tinder girls that just went out to get a meal paid and then like fuck off, and then he made her pay for half of it and she was super pissed. But then she goes back to an abandoned morgue because she's a med student and she's practicing on a cadaver.
That's just there.
And she gets a Valentine.
Like a note in her locker.
And his little rhyme saying like how you're gonna die, whatever. And then she gets offed by the Valentine.
By the spaghetti brain monster.
Because she was one of the bitches who rejected this guy, so it's all leading up because the same initials, right? JM.
Yeah. It's always signed JM.
Yeah, like the kid's name was Jason Melnack or
no, it was like Joseph Marquette or something like that.
No, Marquette was the guy she went on a date with. Yeah, Jason Marquette. Sure. He was the big Mr. Herring.
Mr. Red Harry.
Yeah. But whatever. His name was something
doesn't
else.
matter.
It doesn't. It's not even here.
But yeah.
Ooh, Jeremy Melton.
Jeremy Melton.
So they don't talk to this girl because she's smart and she's like in college trying to be like a doctor. Well, they're all just a bunch of vapid dumb hoes who are still kind of friends.
Yeah.
Right? Except for one who's our main girl, right? The blonde one.
Our final girl.
Our final girl. She's the nice one. She's the one who gave the not so mean rejection. And then there's like the other bimbos that are all horrible, okay? So it follows them that like, oh, did you know that your friend got horribly murdered? Like, we haven't seen her in a while because we're off hoeing or we're doing whatever, okay?
Yeah.
So that sort of starts the ball rolling of like, then they get Valentine.
It's very, I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
Like, but I know what you did to me in elementary, basically. So very quickly, the movie establishes itself as like you shouldn't take this too seriously because some things are so over the top, and that's where I kind of liked it. Where like the turbo dating scene is almost like a comedy.
Yeah, that was really
but not too much. It's still mostly serious. It just has one or two little jokes here and there that I was like, it's kind of funny, or the way this person acts is so crazy. Because each girl has like some various state of romance, like Denise Richards just like dates around. The main girl, our final girl, has an ex-boyfriend who she's kind of like trying to get back with.
He's Angel.
Then there's
a line saying you're no angel, and it's like, oh, we're all like that, but like because he's a recovering alcoholic, he's trying not to drink anymore. Whatever.
Yeah. Then the rich girl Dorothy has a weird boyfriend who is also Mr. Red Herring number 2, who is named Campbell. Yeah.
Like she met him at yoga
a month ago.
She's like really rich, right? But what's more important is now she's not fat, so she's worth something.
Apparently.
But definitely still not, because she still like falls for this guy who's clearly using her
for money.
Because some other woman comes out, like he pretended to have a startup.com.
This woman gives it absolute socks. She's got the little sweater vest tied around her, and she's in these power suits, and she's just screaming about my jewelry, and he stole my jewelry. Like it's such a farce.
She's so like it's ex-fat person syndrome, I guess, where even if you lose weight, you still feel like you have a low self-esteem issue. So she's seeing all these things being told her, like this guy's usually like, no, he loves me. We're like, okay, well, what's his last name? His name is Campbell, and we're in love. Yeah, but like, man, the detective's like, what's his last name? We're investigating. There's murders. She's like, you just can't be happy for me.
Yeah, you know what she said there? This is bullshit.
Yeah,
and just leaves.
Her answer to, well, if he's your boyfriend that you've been dating, she's like, well, does he have a last name?
One of the girls, I think either Denise Richards or her, says to the creepy investigator, because this doesn't happen too often in horror movies where the cop, the one that takes a long time to believe it, but maybe by the end of the movie figures it all out. He's not really a factor, and he's a creepo that hits on Denise Richards. He sexually attacks her.
He puts his hand on her thigh or whatever. She's like,
and says, "What do we need to do about this?"
Just because she was
in the middle of the police precinct. That's why this movie is so.
A policeman abusing of his power. Even in the year 2000, but he still kind of did his job. He was still trying to be thorough with background checks with all these random guys that could be this guy, because they lost track of him after he got put into juvie in the mental hospital, and his parents died in a fire, and we don't know where he is now. He could be anybody.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, the killer is killing some randos here
well, he
and there.
killed one of the girls that was Denise roommate's Richard's roommate, and they're all like, well, she went to LA. That's why she's gone from most of the movie. She's like the second kill, right?
Yeah, and this girl's boyfriend is an artiste, and this part's hilarious. He's this douchebag guy that looks like he's from an alternative band. He might even be.
He's from Empire Records. He's a cute guy from Empire Records.
Anyways,
whatever.
He has this dumb art installation. I just want to talk about this since I had to do art installations.
Light art.
All it is a bunch of fucking TVs with people's eyeballs and lips saying, like, do you want it?
Love.
Love.
What is it? Sex. Turbo dating. Like, it's just really bad.
Spaghetti bread.
But at least they're just like, they all make fun of him and how bad and pretentious he
that's
is,
what I like. That,
which was fun.
When people are like, oh yeah, that girl's boyfriend or friend, yeah, he's an artist. Like, yeah, a bad artist. It's like, and then it just goes back for like, there's a kill scene in this thing, and then the woman's getting shot with arrows by the Cupid killer. Then there's like a big video screen that's going, fire pussy. Like all this funny stuff. And that woman, that like murder does not get, her body doesn't get found until like the very end of the fucking film where they're like, she never made it to LA. And everyone was like, what?
Yeah, so they're like, is there a killer in our midst?
The culmination, of course, is at the big Valentine's Day party that the
rich girl's
rich woman
throwing a
throws.
huge party to like...
Who does that?
No, because she finally has a boyfriend now. So now she wants to celebrate Valentine's Day, so she makes this huge party. This party has like security, it has valet, it's a McMansion, it's huge. Like, it's this huge party, and that's the, climactic moment of this culminates in this. But at one point I remember you, like, when there's the killer running around and he's killing people here and there in the party, and you're like, I've never wanted to know who it is more than I do this. Like, Matt was so, like, edge of his seat. He's like, I need to know.
Okay, because at that point, there's three possibilities. That it's going to be Mr. Angel, or it was going to be the money-grubbing guy, Campbell. But then that quickly stops.
Or it was going to be that guy Jason, too, the guy from the first date.
Or it would just be a complete rando person that you might have seen once in the film, like, the turbo dating.
And every time he kills someone,
he gets a nosebleed.
That comes, like, through the mask, through the nose hole, okay?
He must enjoy hentai, I don't know. But every time he kills someone, that happens because I guess that's what he wants.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait, how far are we going with this?
We're not going to say who the killer is.
We're not!
No.
Okay.
No, because I like this movie. If I hated it, I would have been like...
It's true. If you want to see me, like, if you haven't seen this movie... Because I had seen it, and I thought I remembered, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, oh, no, but wait. Yeah, okay.
Because this is such a specific era of horror movies, the Scream likes, and I they're so cheesy and, like...
Of their time.
But they're trying to be serious. They're like the edgelords of horror, kind of, in a way, where they're like, yeah, take me seriously, but you can't, because it's so formulaic.
Final Destination, that was another franchise.
Yeah, there's like 6 of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. They took that one concept and they ran with it.
Really
but
hard.
like, this was more of a masked slasher. Who are you? Yeah. Who is she? Like, we gotta know. So
I do want to say there were like a few things where I'm like, that's kind of disappointing. It's like, the violence is really, really toned down. I'm not expecting Terrifier levels of violence, but sometimes it'll just straight up cut away from like an axe or something. And, maybe Denise Richards' death is kind of like, oh, that's all right.
It was different.
But
it involved a bikini because Denise Richards.
It's like really cut down Friday the 13th, like the latter ones where there's like an axe that gets kind of like lodged and then a person just falls down. And I'm like, well, a little bit more would have been nice. I mean, Valentine's red, the color red, you'd expect a little bit more of that color with the kills. And all of the characters are pretty irritating, actually. There's not one, like, even the final girl.
She's annoying as hell.
I didn't really care.
Such a cliche because, like, okay, so he has drinks at the party, right?
David Boreanaz.
So he had been not drinking for 3 months, and he was like, I was looking for you. It was like brooding angel voice. And she's like, and you didn't find me in the bottom of a bottle. And I'm like, really, girl? The biggest cliche you can say to someone?
Pretty much.
Like, oh, okay, I guess go off, sis. Like, whatever. That was just like, and she was so bitchy.
But,
whatever.
plus, Linkin Park and Disturbed playing over this entire party.
At the party. Again, Matt was just like this. At the party, he was like, oh my god, I love this movie. Who is it? He was just like, I didn't think he would enjoy this movie this much. Because it's a bad 2001 fucking slasher movie.
But there's a certain charm to how Me Too it was.
What?
Where it was like, I want to be a Scream Me Too. I want to be a
I can do it.
I know what you did last time, but you can't really.
Yeah.
This didn't, unlike those other movies that we took a look at, Urban Legends and Final Destination, this was just one and done. There was no sequel. Even sets itself up for a sequel, and it doesn't really.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could have.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. We did.
You did enjoy it.
We did need to buy this. This is not on Netflix.
Yeah, we needed to actually.
I would not recommend putting money towards Valentine.
But you had such a good time.
I did.
Okay, so if you're in the exact situation where you're in the movie for a type of movie of this time frame and you've never seen it.
Maybe.
Oh, wow, okay.
But I'd say it's definitely worth if you already own it and haven't watched in years, or if it somehow comes on Netflix or whatever.
Maybe around Valentine's Day they'll put it on Netflix.
Somehow doubt it. But
you never know. They pop up with some weird stuff.
Maybe.
But
I had a good time with this.
You had a great time.
Yeah, no, Valentine.
And I was happy you were happy.
I was happy that you were happy that I was happy. So yeah, that's another McMuscles Midnight Massacre. Yeah. It's good for Halloween viewing and it's good for Valentine's Day viewing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Double threat.
Right. So we will be turbo dating. We'll be back tomorrow night with another massacre, and I hope you'll join us then.
Yeah,
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.